Kaptırıyor topu. Ali Tanrı doğru çok süratli. Ali orta yapacak. Sert orta. Sert orta.
Welcome back everyone to another Maestro game production. As you can see, we are in Malatya. Yes, we are playing Yeni Malatyaspor in today's episode. But before we get on with that game, we do have two games to catch up on from between episodes. We have the return of Gullier, who's been out injured, of course, from the previous episode till now. And we also have a departure. Yes, we managed to make a little bit of profit from one of our older gentlemen, I will say. And yeah, we sold him. So let's go have a little look, hop into Football Manager 21 and crack on with today's episode. Okay, so as you can see in the first game, we went away to the big boys of Galatasaray. And well, it was a simple 1-0 victory in the end. As you can see, that chip shot 21, almost 22 minutes into the game. It's gone down as the 22nd minute was their one and only goal. So they had 17 shots, we had 3, 6 on target to our 0. That's the only bad aspect I would say from this game. We didn't manage to get anything on target, unfortunately. They had a 1.79 XG to our 0.17, 9 corners to our 3, 13 fouls to our 17, 0 yellow cards to 0 yellow cards, 90% passing to our 86, 54% possession to our 46. So we put up a pretty decent showing. We didn't get absolutely smashed, and that's not too bad considering we're versing the likes of Galatasaray. A little bit disappointing to lose in the way we did, and as you can see, Anal didn't have the greatest of games. Anal struggled. We did have to bring Anal, actually no we didn't, I apologise, we didn't have to bring in Anal. I brought in Anal for Mads, just give Anal a chance. Volkan we did have to bring in though. Volkan we had to bring in due to the homegrown players. We had to have someone under 22 I believe, or 21, who's been here for 3 years. So we had to bring him in place of course, Gullier, who was over on this left-hand side. So that means Milinkovic could take his spot on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, he didn't really do anything with it. He got 6.2. That whole front line didn't do a whole lot, as you can see. 6.2 for Milinkovic, 6.6 for Mehmet, 6.2 for Gun, 6.3 for Anal, 6.2 for Volkan. Now, the back, not too bad. We've got Shirok on a 6.8, 6.5 for the mailman. That's a bit disappointing. But 6.9 for Kublai, Obila on a 7.1, Zubzuk on a 7, and Lassen, of course, on a disappointing 6.6 as well. Musin, though, came in for Lassen even, I believe, came in and got a 6.8, so he did a decent job. Although we are trying to train him to be a ball-winning midfielder. He is covering on this right-hand side as well. We then brought on Adigan, because although we don't need to start with one, we do need to start, we don't need to keep our under 21 on, so we brought him in for Volkan. We brought Demir on this right hand side for the struggling Kun. Didn't have a good game himself with a 6.5, but on a 6.2 you kind of have to substitute them. Diarra came on, I believe we shuffled around, so Demir came up front, Diarra came onto the right, and then Mad swapped over to this side, and then yeah, that was basically how that worked out. He had a 6.5, 6.6. Nobody really performed up front. But then we had our second game. Okay, so in the second game, we was at home to Başakşehir. And as you can see, again, it was very disappointing. Lassen there made a lovely block. Unfortunately, he diverted it to their striker. They then went and got possession once more. Ball over the top, nodded through, and a lovely finish into the bottom right-hand side for the second in the 68th minute. Like I said, this was a more disappointing result to take. Yes, they are a better team, but we was at home. We just played Galatasaray. We put up a decent performance against probably the second best team in the league, and then we versed the fourth best, and they dismantled us. So, as you can see, Zubzuk got a 6.5. Our backline did decent. 7.1, 7.1, 7.0, and a 6.9. Shirok got a 6.7, but Volkan again got a 6.4 and struggled. Lucky for us, though, we don't have to play him in this upcoming game. Milinkovic got 6.5 and struggled on the left-hand side even. Kun, again, 6.2 on that right-hand side. He's supposed to be our starter. He's not performing in these games we need him to. Mehmet got 6.7, did a decent job. Anal with a 6.6, could have done better, could have done worse. As you can see, shots on target, they had 7 to our 9. We had 3 on target to their 3, 0.58 XG to their 1.57, 9 corners to 6, 15 fouls to 12, 0 yellow cards to 1 yellow card, 89% passing to their 84, so we passed better, 57% possession to their 43. We just didn't do a whole lot. We got the same amount of shots on target with 2 more overall. So yeah, very disappointing that result. As you can see, Musin came on, got 6.6. Adigan came on, got 6.4, didn't do any better than Volkan was doing. 6.6, again, Demir not much of an improvement on Kun, and then Diarra 6.8 and Mads 6.6 respectively. Like I said though, I think Demir I pushed up front, and then did a similar sort of thing with Diarra to their Mads on that side, and did that to cover all of the sides. Lucky we don't have to do that now though. Milinkovic can drop to the bench, we can have Gullier on that side, bring Milinkovic on if we need him to, bring Demir on there if needed, and all should be well. But it is time to crack on with today's game. And actually, correction, no it's not. I apologise. It's not time to crack on with today's game, because we have that sale, of course. So let's head on over to the transfer history. And, well, as you'll see when we just scoot down this list, Ozkan Berber has gone. All of these players, yet again, we've got a bunch of players sent out on loan to develop, but Aguzan Berber has gone and been sold. As you can see, valued at $500,000, but we did get a solid 300 grand going to 400 grand eventually. It says potential, but it's eventually, because it's after 10 games, I believe. The player's like 10 grand a game for the next 10 games. He's 30 years old. He's a solid player. He can play on both sides, but at 30 years of age, we don't need him. We want to get him out the door while he has some value. They're paying him 5 grand a week. I can't remember what he was on exactly. I believe it was on 1,000 or 2,000, so it's a decent chunk of wage off the budget as well. And as you can see, look at that profit, 20,000, 300 grand in the door. And speaking of which, that's nice because we get 50% of the transfer. Board decided to come to me between episodes and tell me we're getting 50% now, up until we make 27.87 million, which is a little bit optimistic of them. I can't see us doing that anytime soon, at least. Thereafter, it'll drop to 30%, and next season we've got a minimum guaranteed budget of 2.69, as you can see, 209 grand in the bank, and with 22.5 grand wage left over. I'm hanging on to that basically till January, see where we are with players, see who we're going to push out, who we're going to keep, who we're going to, of course, bring in for the following season. So, yeah, that is our situation. I'm not going to make you go through all the screens with me. We are going to simply jump into the team sheet, and I'll see you fine folks there in just a second. Okay, the team sheet is in front of us, and well, there is a couple of names that shout out to me from their team, in fact. So Michael Ortega, I believe, is the guy who caused us quite a few issues last season. We need to keep an eye on him. And I feel like Andre Wisdom I recognise from somewhere. Now, I can't just go and click on these, annoyingly, so we can go via the badge. We can go via the badge. So, senior squad. It is Andre Wisdom. He is, of course, a foreign player, Jamaican, 29 years of age. 8 caps and 1 goal for Jamaica. Now, where do I recognise him from? Well, I guess it's from his time at Derby. Derby, of course, is previously of Liverpool and West Brom, Norwich. Wow, he actually played 12 games in 12-13. That's probably where I recognise him from. So it's his 12-13 season at Liverpool. And then, of course, he disappeared to Derby County. So that is where I recognise him. He only makes the bench for them. So they must have a decent right back in, I guess, Chibake. I don't know, because this is not in order. Like, our right back's here, but I'm pretty sure that might not be their right back. I don't know. I don't understand this team sheet. All I do understand is we are here for a victory. So, get out there and show the world you have what it takes. Yeah, you know what? I like that motivational speech. It's gone down well. Madman doesn't particularly like it, and nor does Kubile. But no one particularly hates it, so not a bad shout, is it? So, it was a while ago, but Bursaspor actually suffered defeat the last time they played Yeni Malatyaspor. Yeah, our team was much weaker then. Will that have any bearing ahead of this game? These things are funny, aren't they? There's some element of doubt. No, I don't think so. We're professional enough to approach this fixture in the same way as any other. Not in the slightest. It was ages ago, for starters. No, we're professional. How much do you think Berber's departure will help the dressing room atmosphere? Don't think it'll really have much of an effect, to be honest. Look, it's what it is, and hopefully we're all about to move on. He served us with distinction and class, and we wish him all the best with his career. Exactly. We got a good price for an older player. We like him, but we can't turn down that sort of money. We can't be turning down 300 going to 400,000 for a guy we picked up for 20 grand when he's 30 years of age, and we have coming players ahead of him. Like, we could put a youngster in his spot, and yeah, he's not even on the bench because I dropped him so Moosin can cover that right hand side. So it's not a huge miss from our sense, and we get a bit of money for him. So yeah, not got much more to say on that one, other than I've been looking at the fixture list. We are going to see him in the next episode, or at least if they play him, we're going to see him. I think we'll play his club in the next one. I think that will be an interesting tie. But Kun gets past his man. Can he get a ball across? No, he goes alone, and Herrera will save it. Aye, aye, aye. Greedy, my friend, greedy. You've been playing awful. I don't know why you're going on your own. Use the people around you, you know? Mads. Mads is a decent finisher. You've got Aaron on the other side. Lassen, though, throws it in. Goes over Kun. Is that a penalty? It looked like a shove. Was it a bit soft, though? Oh, by the way, I did sort our set pieces out. All of our set pieces have been sorted. I even went and sorted our individual training because players were training for playing positions, but the playing positions were the positions they were playing in. Don't ask me. The game is a bit weird like that. Basically, Kublai, we've been using him as a centre-back. He was training as a defensive mid. So we've got him training now as a ball-playing defender. And yes, Mad will step up to take this penalty. 20 minutes into the game. Can he slot it away? Come on, Madman. Yes, come on, Madman. Mads has got us off to a good start here with his first goal of the season. Lovely. Slotted into the bottom left-hand side of the goal. Having another little look at this one. Herrera made a nice dive, just didn't dive across the goal at all. I don't know what he was attempting. He just sort of spreaded himself in the middle of the goal and didn't get in the way of anything. So that's nice to see. They've not had a single shot, in fact. This is amazing. We've had 4 free on target. They've had absolutely 0 shots at home in the first 30 minutes of this game. That's lovely to see. That's not lovely to see, though. Fofana has gone and got past his man, plays it across. It's now with Acquia. Acquia plays one through. It's a lovely shot. And I think he may be offside. That was a bullet of a shot. Lucky for us, though, and lucky for Zubzuk. I think VAR is going to call this one offside. It is. Goal disallowed for the offside. We'll have another little look at this one. I'm glad, because the Kublai on their team, I have no chance of pronouncing his last name. So I really hope he doesn't get on the score sheet for that as well. So, free kick, whipped across field. The mailman should collect this one. Will he play up to Aaron? Aaron will collect it. Now, Gullier, can you do anything with this? Tries the ball up to Mads, gives it to their centre-back who will nod it down. Acquia now plays it up to Kublai. Kublai intercepted by Sharok, now to Mad. Emrahan on the counter-attack. He has a man on the right-hand side. Plays it over to Kun on this right-hand side. Will he cut inside or whipping across perhaps? He gets tripped. Hafez has gone and given us a second penalty, ladies and gents. It is going to go to VAR, but I think we should be getting this one. And I think Mads will be on for a brace. Can Mads get himself a hat-trick in today's game? It's looking quite possible. He could get 2 penalties in this first half. And it is penalty awarded. Come on. So Mads will take the penalty, of course, as I already said. Come on, Mads. Slot this one away. Come on, Mads. Yes. Same as the last one. Opposite side this time, of course. But the goalkeeper spread himself, dived, just didn't dive across the goal. Very interesting approach. He's doing this. I'll spread myself across the whole centre of the goal, but I won't actually dive to the corner. So, could have played that at any pace. Could have just trickled it into the bottom corner, and the goalkeeper still wouldn't have had any chance of getting to it. So, it is half time. And they cheekily finally got a shot. As you can see, 1 shot to our 5, 0 on target to our 4, 0.2 XG to our 1.73, 3 corners to our 2, 12 fouls to our 9, 0 yellow cards, 82% passing to our 90, 41% possession to our 59. So we had the penalty on the 20th minute from Mad. 32 minutes they had a goal disallowed, of course, for that offside, and then on the 35th, Mad slotted away a second penalty. It's been all us. This has been lovely. Let's go tell the lads it's been lovely. Yeah, keep it going, lads. I'm not going to give you any emotion. You guys are anxious. I'm not quite sure why. Probably because these guys are performing and you're wondering how on earth you're actually going to get on the pitch when we have a full team of starters who are actually playing well. But that's not anything to worry from our managerial perspective now, is it? We want our starters to be performing, and if that means the bench isn't too happy, then, well, the bench can deal with it, I guess. Ball over the top for Ortega, though. I said Michael Ortega could be dangerous, and he almost was. His shot going narrowly wide of that right-hand post. As you can see, Erin Goulier is the only one who's really having a bit of a struggle, but even he's picked it up. He's on 6.7 now. We are in substitution time, but we'll let this play out before we make any substitutions. Mailman coming on this left-hand side, pulls it back for Sharok. The Mailman's made a run. Will he play it across? No, it's whipped in instead, and the header will go wide. So let's get some substitutions on the go. Nobody's playing bad, so we are going to make some fitness substitutions. Who is in the worst condition? Erin Goulier coming back from his injury. He is struggling a little bit. To take him off, though, we do need to bring someone else on who isn't a foreign player. Kun is also struggling, so if we take both of those off, what we'll do is we'll go Gerkan, Milinkovic. Gerkan still likes to be an inside forward, I believe, so that works. We then have the Mailman, who we could take off. He's lacking a little bit of fitness. You know what? We could... Now, we'll leave the Mailman on. I think we'll keep the Mailman on. I should have probably put Omar on the bench instead of the Mailman, instead of Schmelzer for this one, but I gave Schmelzer the position on the bench today, and, well, it means I'm not making that sub. So, I think we're just going with the double for now. Lassen is having a rough one on a 6.6, but it's not a terrible game, is it, by any stretch of the imagination, so... We'll just get those two on, freshen things up a little bit. We'll freshen up those back two wing backs probably in a couple more minutes. Give it till 75th-ish. Yeah, 75th. That will do. Get a couple more subs on. Get these legs nice and fresh. Keep them in good condition for future games. So, Schmelzer, you can come on. You don't like playing as a wing back. You prefer to be as a full back, and you like to be a bit more defensive. In fact, I like you to be a bit more. We'll be a wing back, but be defensive. Because you are a little slow. He is a very slow individual. He is getting old, so we'll drop him back. Musin, would you be happy to play as a wing back defensive? Yes. You are pretty decent at that. Your off the ball ain't great, and your crossing's a bit to be desired. But you can do it, so we're going to do it. So both of you on wing back defensive. 4 substitutions. We'll hold on to the 5th in case we have an injury, and that is our managerial job almost done. We don't really need to shout at the lads. They're doing exactly what is expected of them. We're 5 minutes from time, 2 goals up, and it's 8th in the league. That's nice, although there is a few teams I believe on 3 games, but nice little start. Currently 4 games into the season. Lost 2, about to be on 2 victories. Can't complain too much. Both of our centre-backs are on yellow cards though. And we have given Fofana a goal, unless that is offside. I believe he's narrowly on. Yeah, narrowly on. So they have managed to nab one back, but I think 3 minutes we should be able to hold out. It's worrying that both of these are ahead of our back line and just chilling there, but who knows? Adigan and Shrok are both absolutely shattered in central midfield, but we have managed to do it, ladies and gents. It's a 2-1 victory. We've had 11 shots, they've had 6, 7 on target to our 7 on target to their 1. 2.08 XG though to 0.78. 5 corners to 5 corners, 13 fouls to 21. 2 yellow cards, 2 yellow cards, 90% passing, that's lovely to see, to 81. 58% possession to 42. That passing, I love to instill that. I just like teams that can hold possession very well, and we are doing that right now. As you can see, Zubzuk got a 6.7, Kubalay got a 7, 7.2 for Obilor, Schrock on a 7.3, Emrihan on a 7.6, Musin and Schmelzer were on long enough, 6.7, 6.9, 6.6, 6.6. Gurkan Gurkan and Milinkovic both didn't have good games coming on. Mehmet with a 6.7, 7.8 for Mads, gets him best performer. He only got a brace, sadly. Couldn't get that hat-trick in the second half, but we'll take a victory. Victory is all we wanted from this match. And yeah, decent results. I think we can be happy with that one. A very nice victory. Well done, lads. That's inspired a few of them and got them motivated. So, that result sees Bursaspor shoot right up the table. You've got to be happy with that. Yes, I have. 8th place after 4 games. It's given us a platform to build on and something to work towards maintaining. It creates a positive atmosphere and hopefully we can take an optimistic approach going forward. Exactly. This is about building confidence, building a platform for us to push up into that second half of the table. Although we are set to aim to avoid relegation, my personal aim, I want to get into that 10th. I want to break into the top half. I want us to be getting into this sort of mix and then hopefully pushing in for Europe or maybe going a bit further. Who knows? But for now, that's my reasonable expectation. We was only a win or 2 away from top half last season, so I think if we manage it this season, it wouldn't be too much of a stretch. And yeah, I've got this press conference sorted out. I'm not going to make you sit through that. I'm going to go through these 2 games. That one, I was tempted to show this one on the next episode. As you can see, they won the league last year in the one below. So that might have been a nice away day, but I think we play this one since Berber has gone to them. As you can see, they are using him as a backup, so there's a good chance we don't see Berber. But I want to play that on the next episode on the off chance that we do get to see Berber. And who knows, maybe he'll get a little bit of revenge for us selling him. But I thank you all for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a lovely night and goodbye.